Alright, our objective for today is I can solve multi-step equations with variables on both sides, and I can solve multi-step equations by distributing twice. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to write down these notes for solving multi-step equations. These are really important because, they're those steps in solving them, and then you won't make as many mistakes, and you need to upload your notes at the end of the lesson anyway. So the first thing you do is distribute, then you combine like terms, then you move variables to the same side, and you do that by using inverse operations, adding or subtracting. Then you want to get the numbers to the other side. You also do that by adding or subtracting. And then finally you solve the one-step equation, multiplying or dividing. Generally it'll be dividing, but sometimes you'll have to multiply. Alright, so first equation. I'm going to go through the steps. So the first thing I'm going to do is distribute. So I'm going to take 2 times 3x, 2 times negative 10. So that becomes 6x minus 20 equals 4x plus 20. Right? That's done. Then I'm going to look to see if I have any like terms. 6x minus 20, those are not like terms. 4x plus 20, not like terms. So I'm going to check that off. I'm done with that. Now I need to move variables to the same side. So I can either move the 6x to the right or the 4x to the left. And I'm going to move the 4x to the left. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. 6x minus 4x is 2x. 2x minus 20 equals 20. Variables are all on the same side. Then I'm going to move the numbers to the other side. So I'm going to do that by adding 20 because that's the opposite of minus 20. So 2x equals 40. And then lastly, I'm going to solve the one-step equation by dividing. I'm going to do the opposite of what's happening. This is 2 times x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So x equals 20. Alright, let's try one more. It's very similar, but there's just a couple things that look different about it. So still line down the middle. Going to distribute first. Don't have anything to distribute on the left side, so I'm going to rewrite that. 6 minus 3x. Then I'm going to distribute the 3 on the right side. Man. So I get 15x minus 12. Alright. So again, I don't have any like terms to combine. 6 and 3x, 15x and 12, not like terms. So that's done. Now I need to move variables to the same side. So I could, again, take the 15 to the left, but this time, because I still want to keep positives, I'm going to move the negative 3x to the right. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So I'm left with 6 equals 18x minus 12. Alright, now I need to move the numbers to the other side. So I'm going to do that by adding 12 to both sides. So 6 plus 12 is going to give me 18 equals 18x. And then my last step is to divide both sides by 18. So x equals 1. Okay, again I'm dividing because this means 18 times x. So I do the opposite operation. Alright, so now we are going to deal with equations that have 2 distributions. Alright, I have to distribute 2 times. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I'm going to rewrite the 6 because I'm not doing anything to that side right now. And I need to distribute the 2 to everything in the parentheses and the 8 to everything inside the parentheses. All right, before you do that, I want you to stop though, and I want you to send me, Ms. Blosser, or Ms. Weldy, whoever is your teacher, an email saying that you are 4 minutes and 45 seconds. All right, just so that we know that you are watching the video. All right, so I get 2. 2 times 6 is plus 12n, plus 24n, plus 40. All right? So I've distributed everything. Now I need to combine like terms. Okay, there's a lot of numbers on the right side. So 2 and 40 are like terms because they are just numbers. So I'm going to add them. 2 plus 40 equals 42. And then we get 12n and 24n. And I'm going to combine those because those both have an n. And that gives me plus 36n. So step 3 says move variables to the same side. Well, variables are already on the same side. Okay, I don't have any other n's anywhere, so that step is done. Now I'm going to move numbers to the other side. So I'm going to move 42 over by subtracting it. So when I have a positive and negative, I'm going to subtract the two. So 42 minus 6, right? I do the... All right, that gives me negative 36 because 42 is bigger, equals 36n. I'm going to divide both sides by 36, and equals negative 1. All right, last one. There are a few things that I'm going to see a little bit of mistakes on these ones. So first thing, as always, is distribute. Don't forget when you're distributing to distribute to every term inside the parentheses. Sometimes I see people just multiplying the first two terms. All right. So the first one's easy. I get 20x plus 30. When I'm distributing the next number, I need to think of this as a negative 3. So I'm distributing a negative 3 to everything inside the parentheses. So the first thing I'm doing is negative 3 times a positive 8. That gives me negative 24x. Then I'm doing a negative 3 times a negative 7 because there's a minus in front of that 7. That gives me a positive 21. And that all equals 39. Next, I combine like terms. So I have 20x and negative 24x, which gives me negative 4x. And then 30 plus 21 is positive 51. And that equals 39. Move variables to the same side. They are already on the same side. I already have all of my x's together, so that is done. Move numbers to the other side. So my variables are on the left side. I want to move the numbers to the right. So I'm going to subtract 51 from both sides. Oops. So again, 51 minus 39 is what you need to do. And you get 12, negative 12. So negative 4x equals negative 12. And then my last step is to divide both sides by negative 4. If you notice, every time that we've done the last step, it's always been dividing. And today, that's all you're going to have to deal with. Every time you do the last step, you just need to divide. So then we get x equals positive 3, because a negative and a negative make a positive. Okay, you need to go do the problems that I've laid out for you now. Excuse me. If you have any questions, please email me.